Hey friends, thanks again for watching this. I hope it's helping you. Many of you have messaged and just expressed your gratitude, and thank you so much for that. If you've not yet subscribed to our YouTube page, I just want to encourage you to do that. That is the easiest way to get content from myself or from Jubilee during the week, but also the weekend. Our services are online for the foreseeable future at 10 a.m. on Sunday mornings and then on demand afterwards. And so get connected to our YouTube page as well as our other social media pages, especially Instagram and Facebook. Today, what I want to talk about is I want to talk about a foolishness that can get masked as faith. I think one of the biggest dangers in this season is falling into fear. And we've talked a lot about that because for the Christian, to fear is that we don't have to fear. God has given us resources to not to fear. In fact, he even says, don't fear. It's almost like a command, like it's outlawed in his kingdom, do not fear. And this is why, because he reminds us that we have a Father in heaven who loves us. So he takes care of the birds, he takes care of the grass, he's going to take care of you. We don't have to worry about tomorrow. He's going to take care of us. We can cast our anxieties on him. He loves us. He's going to take care of us. And so it's so important that we have our faith rooted in God and not fall into fear. But on the other side, one of the things that in a situation like this that can happen is that we can fall into a foolishness that gets masked as faith. And so what I think, this is a generalization, but sometimes people think that faith means that it's only going to be good circumstantially. And so to fall into anything that would be negative about the circumstance or give in to the circumstances can be seen as a lack of faith. But here's what faith is. Faith is rooted in the nature and character of God. So faith is trusting God regardless of my circumstance. So I can believe something bad's going to happen to me circumstantially, but believe that ultimately something's good going to happen to me because my faith is rooted in God. And so make no mistake, good things are going to happen to the Christian. It just may mean they go through pain to get that good thing. So faith is rooted in who God is, so faith is believing good things about God and therefore believing good things that's ultimately going to happen to me. But faith isn't ultimately rooted in circumstance. So in these circumstances, it can happen where you can walk into a kind of foolishness that gets masked as faith. In fact, sometimes to believe God, to trust God, is to believe the bad report. There's a time when Israel was in Babylon. You can read about this in Jeremiah. They were in exile in Babylon, and there were these good news prophets that were coming along and saying, "Hey, look, this is all going to blow over. Just wait it out." But that's actually not what God was saying. God was like, no, those are false prophets. My true prophet, Jeremiah, he came and said, no, this is not going to blow over. You need to readjust your lifestyle. And then he said in Jeremiah 29 verse 10, the verse that we all know, which is, behold, my plans for you are good. So I want you to adjust your lifestyle. Ultimately, something good's going to happen to you, but it's going to be a really long time. And so for us to be wise, to adjust our lifestyle, to adjust our habits, it's not only loving in the face of COVID-19. Love requires that we remain distant and we change our behaviors. That's how we can love other people. But also, it's wisdom to do so, and it's not a lack of faith at all. It's just being wise. There's another passage in Acts. This happened again in Acts. Something very similar. So this is not just an Old Testament thing; it's a New Testament thing. Acts 11:28, one of them, a man named Agabus, stood up and began to indicate that by the Spirit, so this is coming from God, that there would certainly be a great famine all over the world. And then they began to take precautions because of it. It's wisdom in the face of negative things happening that we would take precautions. In fact, in the book of Proverbs, which is a book of wisdom, one of my favorite verses in the Bible, this will help you more than just in difficult times. It'll help you in a lot of areas of your life. Proverbs 27:12 says, a prudent man or a wise man or a wise person, a prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. That's what wise people do. They see danger and they take precautions. Does it mean that they don't lack faith in God? It just means they're being wise. The simpleton, that is the foolish person, goes blindly on and suffers the consequences. So love is going to say that we should change our behavior. So we should do it for love, but also wisdom says that we should take precautions. Um, we can look around the world and see where this thing is heading. We can look at the stock market and say, hey, business is going to be bad. I hope that you're taking financial precautions. That's a wise thing to do. You should adjust your lifestyle down now. If you don't have savings, it's too late, but it's never too late. Save as much as you can. And even if your job is not in danger, man, there are people all around you. In fact, people are already losing their jobs. People are beginning to have their hours cut back. They may need your help. So maybe you don't need it, but out of wisdom and now love, you can take precautions to help other people. You should do that. There's other financial things you can do. Mortgages. You can refinance your home. There's ways to get money there. I don't want to get in the weeds. The thing is, you need to take precautions, financial precautions in this season. You need to get around other people who can help you. If you don't know what wisdom looks like financially, you need to get around someone who has wisdom financially, and so that they can help you. In fact, let me just say, we need each other more now than ever. And I know that we can't be together in person. So Jubilee Church, we are a church of community groups, not just with community groups. And they're still gathering virtually. They're gathering on Zoom. And if you're not in Christian community, whether at Jubilee Church or you're not really connected to a church and you're just struggling, you need other people. And our arms are wide open to you. If you would like to be a part of one of these communities, just message the office at our office, Jubilee office, at office@jubileestl.org, and we will get you into one of those communities. And if you need financial help, we'll find someone who can give you financial help, give you good advice. We need each other. We need not fall into fear. We've got resources to protect us from that. But let me just say take this one day to say, hey, let's not fall into a kind of foolishness that can get masked as faith. That's just not biblical either. Love you guys. So proud of you for continue to hear good stories, not only in our church, but just churches around the United States, just like really not buckling down, but really rising up. So that really encourages my heart. Keep going, keep going. God is really going to I think God's going to do an amazing thing in this season if we'll open our lives and our hearts to let him do that.